Hello, my name is Mr. Wojciechowicz and I am the Head of Business and IT here at the JCB Academy. What I wanted to do was provide some information for all Year 11s about what to expect and also how best you at home can support them through this really important year. Firstly, I thought it'd be useful to share with you all of the key dates we have as a department in terms of the exams to be sat throughout Year 11. In business, our current focus is preparing the learners for the exam that they will sit in February. Because we were able to complete all the coursework elements during Year 10, it means that this represents the final piece of this particular qualification, an exam that they need to pass to ensure that they receive an overall grade. To support them in their preparation, every learner was issued a revision guide pictured on the right of this slide by the department. Once we complete the BTEC in February, our attention shifts to the LIBF certificate in financial education. The first 2 units of this qualification are multiple choice exams that are sat on a computer on demand, and we will do those throughout March. Unit 3 is a pre-release case study exam that is scheduled in for the beginning of May. Learners need to pass all 3 units to achieve this full qualification. Now it's graded from A star to C, but should a learner not pass Unit 3, they can still achieve the award in financial education as long as they have passed both Units 1 and 2. For those learners that study creative iMedia as their option subject, the current focus is the pre-production skills exam that will be sat in January. Once this is complete, learners will revisit the 3 units of coursework done during Year 10 to ensure they are at the maximum level ready for us to submit to the exam board just after the Easter break. The 3 units of coursework are creating digital graphics, creating digital animation and designing a game concept. Those alongside the exam make up 25% each of the overall qualification. And just like the BTEC discussed earlier, each unit needs to be passed to make sure that this qualification is achieved. There are 4 distinct stages that a learner will go through on their journey from novice to expert, but what does this look like within the business department? Now, our novice learners are the ones that need to focus on the key terms and the formulae within our subject. These really form the foundations of what we're trying to do. Now, for this type of learner, it's really important that they practice these terms, practice remembering the formula so that they're able to recall them when tested. Our deliberate learner will be able to do those things. They understand the key terms and they understand the formula, but they will need some guidance when given those in a particular scenario to apply. Our independent learners are far more comfortable with those base concepts and are able to apply them to a given scenario with very limited guidance at that point. However, support will be required for these sorts of learners when completing the sort of more extended pieces of writing, so like the 6-mark questions that will appear on the exams. Our expert learners will be fluent in the base concepts. They'll understand all the key terms, all the formula that's required of them, and have no real issues at all applying those concepts to any given scenario that we provide to them. Their extended writing will also be really solid as a result because they have that key understanding of those concepts. Where the development will come and the support from their teacher will be how to structure and develop their arguments so that they're able to access those really high-end marks as a result. Now, we have knowledge organisers in the subject. A couple are pictured at the top of this slide to help learners break down what they need to know and understand, but equally access the most important information from there. They're multi-layered, which means that those learners that are at the novice stage can access those key terms, those formula that they need to for a particular topic. Whereas the expert learner can take not only those pieces of information, but they're then able to take that and add to it and develop what it is that they need to know to help them unlock those really, really high grades. Year 11 represents a really crucial period in a learner's educational journey. It's very important that during any period of absence, should that be 1 or 2 days or longer if they're having to isolate, that those learners are engaging with the work being provided so they do not fall behind or miss key concepts or learning that might prove a obstacle or a block to them being able to achieve the best that they can at the end of this year. So what we've done to try and support them as best we can from school is we put a couple of things into place. Resources are available on Google Classroom via the learner-specific class group so they can be accessed at school or at home. We've really tried to utilise this as a sort of blended approach so that whether a learner is sat in the classroom or whether a learner has had to work at home, they are able to access that information readily. It's there, it's available, and it's accessible. Where we've had year 11s who've had to isolate for long periods of time, it means that we have looked at delivering live lessons to try and keep that interactivity as high as we can. Where that's possible, we've looked at using Microsoft Teams to be able to have those learners tune in to what's going on so that they don't miss any important information or any vital subject matter that would cause them to sort of end up being further behind as a result of not accessing it. The other thing we've looked at doing is providing additional revision material. So again, we'll do stuff in class. We've got all of the support that we've talked about in terms of revision guides, in terms of knowledge organisers, but we've also provided additional revision material for the learners to access. Now, as I said before, it's really, really important that any period of time that they spend at home, that they are making the most of it, that they are accessing the work, and that most importantly, they don't find themselves falling behind as a result of that absence, whether it be a short or a long one. Hopefully you found this presentation useful, but should you have any queries, questions, concerns as the year goes on, please don't hesitate to contact us using the details on screen.